Hey, it's Maritza from No Fluff Zone here, and today I wanted to share with you the predict part of the SPADE series that I'm doing, the SPADE reading strategy. So when you predict, you look at what the text will be about. You identify the genre. So this is the second part of the SPADE strategy, which comes right after surveying the text. So students should create a prediction after surveying the text. This will help them better understand the text by creating connections with the text. When the text is relatable, the students will be more inclined to read it. So this is my 8th year of teaching, and I just understood the importance of making predictions and valuing predictions in the classroom. As a student, I recall my teachers telling me, not all of them, but I do recall some of them just rushing me to make a prediction, and they wouldn't even ask the children, hey, who wants to share or work with the predictions or acknowledge the fact that we put so much work into a prediction. So eventually I would say, I predict this text will be about, and I just write the title. Brave Bessie. That's my prediction, But it comes with, maybe they didn't understand the importance of predicting, and it took me a long time to understand the whole SPADE strategy, and that's, thanks to my reading coach, Ms. Quintero, who was very, very patient and loving with me in that sense, that she was willing to share the knowledge over and over and over until it clicked in my head why it was so important. So what I do is I have the SPADE page, and this is free on my TPT store. So I have 3 little lines where the kids can create a prediction. At first, I showed them how to create a prediction. So for example, yesterday we read Grace for President. So I would have done something like, okay, I predict this story will be about a girl who decides to run for president of the United States. So I do kind of put some fakeness in there or some fiction in there. I already read the story. So it's really hard to write a prediction about something you've already read. But I try to do that in there to show children that your prediction can be wrong, and it's okay. Because the point of a prediction is to, as a teacher, I think, at least in my opinion, I believe it's to understand what your children know about the topic or the genre, and to kind of help them create connections. So how is this useful in real life? For example, in movies, I'll be in the middle of a movie, and right when something like the climax in the movie or the problem or something really crazy is going to happen in a movie, I've already predicted it. So it's very difficult for me to want to watch a movie, to want to watch a TV series. Once I feel like it's predictable, I don't feel like it's entertaining to me, because I already pretty much know what's going to happen. So this will translate into real life. Like text features can be a person's face, their facial expression. If you wanted to ask your mom for money, for example, and you see your mom, she looks upset. How do you know she's upset? She has the eyebrow thing. She's looking like, maybe her fist is clenched, or she's doing something that she's very busy in. That's not the time to ask your mom for money. That's what I tell them. That's what a prediction is. You go somewhere, you kind of read your environment, or you survey your environment, you survey the text, and then you decide, you know what? I'll try tomorrow. I'm not gonna have a good outcome in this endeavor, or whatever the case may be. So based on the text features, you can predict the genre of the text. It could be fiction, nonfiction, informational text. That's all based on the text features. Have students write a sentence about what the text may be about. I also have them write, cite or state what text feature helped them create this prediction. This creates accountability and will help them understand that a prediction is not a guess, but a calculated way to determine what the text could be about. So in all honesty, you will have students that say, I predict the story is going to be about Grace for president. And you know what? If that's the best they can do for you that day, that's great. But then as you're walking around for the 2 minutes, you'll tell them, look at this picture. So you'll kind of move them towards writing something else, so that you're teaching them, the surveying and the predicting, how they go hand in hand. consider explaining to students that you can create connections to the text prior to reading it. So this is something that is kind of the point of surveying the text. And a lot of us just, I'm guilty of that. I'd have them read the story, like look at the story. Okay, now write a prediction. Look at the title, write a prediction. And they didn't have the opportunity to look throughout, the story to see maybe they can predict a problem, a solution, a theme maybe. Oh, the story's going to be about friendship or believing in yourself. Those are the types of predictions you want to start cultivating in your students. So you can have 3 types of text connections. This is something I do teach, and sometimes I will say, what kind of prediction is that? Or what kind of connection is that? Because that's what a prediction is, in essence. So you'll have text itself when you make a connection between the text and yourself, text to the world when you make a connection between the text and events in society, and text to text when you make a connection between the text you are reading and another text. So this all helps you as a teacher understand your reader. It helps you motivate your reader. And that's probably the biggest thing I see teachers not being able to do. When you don't create excitement about what you're reading and you just give them the book and say, turn to this page, and it's like busy work, in their mind, they're going to be like, oh, this is just busy work. So you have to be, when you're reading a story for the first time, you have to be very excited. Even if you've read it for the 3rd time, in your life, you have to create excitement, fake the excitement. You have to act as if you're excited, and it will spread. At least in my class, it spreads. And yesterday was the first time that I can honestly tell you this is my biggest fruit of my labor. Was I had a student, and I'm gonna put it out there. It wasn't a gifted student. It wasn't like a really per se like wow student. This was one of my middle students that has been working really hard towards being, a top student in my class. So she tells me her prediction, and I was like, wow, that's such a great prediction. I'm so excited. How did you create such a cool prediction? And she tells me, well, Ms. Hernandez, on your board, you have the essential question, which is, what do good citizens do? And we already read, so now she's already connecting. She's making a text to world connection. What do good citizens do? And then she said, and then we read, the last story we read was about a boy doing the right thing, being a good citizen. So now she's making a text to text connection. So I think this story will be about a girl who wants to be a good citizen. So even though she didn't write the thinking behind it, the fact that she demonstrated it, that I picked on her, and she was able to eloquently explain her prediction, helped other kids saying, wow, like they started connecting the dots. Now, not all the kids connected the dots, but the few that did, that's your attempt as a teacher. You want to reach as many as you can. So it could be discouraging because you will get the meat and potatoes predictions. Oh, it's going to be about a girl. It's going to be about a boy. But if you do the surveying the text, at least, I'm not going to say you're going to do it all the time perfect, but you do it enough times where they get accountability and they learn the skill. It's pretty much, you'll be amazed what your children can do. Ultimately, students should have a prediction that has a connection. This is something I suggest you build them up for, since it can be a rigorous task to expect without proper modeling. Once again, going back to assumptions. We make assumptions about, oh, they're in 2nd grade, they should know how to make a prediction. They can be in 10th grade and not know how to make a prediction. And it comes with the territory. Maybe they knew 1 year, and the next year, it's not that they don't know how to make a prediction for you. Maybe you weren't clear, it could be many factors. Maybe they're having a rough home life at the moment, and they're not worried about a prediction. So these are all things you need to consider when you're trying to reach your children. So this is like a poster that this is something that our district gives us, and I just added the little border and the font to match my classroom. Identify the genre to activate prior knowledge. Your prediction should be based on what you surveyed in the text, title, photographs, illustrations, etc. So this is just a reminder, and they like seeing the, the little rainbow border and stuff. So this is one my friend made, and all I did was add the little rainbow border and once again change the font. So it's predict what the story will be about based on what was surveyed. So pretty much the same thing differently. Hopefully my friend will finally want to put this on her TPT store. I think this is such a cool resource, especially for kinder first and maybe second. It's super cute. It has little pictures and the kids like it. So that's it. If you have any questions about predicting or anything, maybe surveying the text, comment below. If you have anything, maybe you're a student and you know something that has changed your predicting game, or something a teacher did that helped you understand the value of prediction, and you'd like to share, comment below. So please hit like and subscribe. The subscribing encourages me to make more interesting videos for you guys. Comment any other things you would like to see in my channel. And that's it. I hope you have a great day. Bye.